shouldn't do it because kids can access stuff. I had a friend whose kid kept calling 911 by accident, or they're buying stuff. But leaving that aside, they're getting into your private email. They're seeing things they shouldn't see. It's just not a good idea. And by the way, if you want to talk about the importance of security and proper encryption, just ask Jennifer Lawrence and her colleagues who were using iCloud, which did not at the time have the level of encryption and perhaps it ought to have had, and apparently there was a bug or something along those lines. Again, the more likely your client is to have information stolen, the more extraordinary efforts you must take to secure that client's data. Now, there are also issues with apps, right, Dan, that are inappropriate and can steal data, right?
Yeah, and many of us sort of take for granted when we have our mobile devices that we're just checking and allowing apps to do whatever their permissions. You have to read them. There was a flashlight app that turned on the phone's light so people could access, to be able to see in the dark. Well, that app and the developer got into trouble because they were actually tracking people's locations, et cetera, and got into trouble for doing that because there's no reason that a flashlight app needs to do that. But more importantly, you have to be careful because if you're not using an app that's been properly vetted through iTunes or the Google Play Store, you may be opening yourself to security risks. The other thing is there's something called jailbreaking, which means you take your device, it can be an iPhone, it can be an Android device, and you essentially remove the security and to make it operate faster, better. There's lots of reasons that people do it. It's also called rooting. You shouldn't do that with your devices. It will void your warranties. It can expose you to significant issues with malware. So don't jailbreak, don't root your devices. If you're going to purchase apps, do them from reputable places. The Play Store with Google, iTunes, Amazon for people who have Androids has an app store that's very good as well. But those stores screen all of the apps for malware, and you can also have apps on your phone that automatically screen apps as well when they're downloaded. So there are things to think about because they're very simple and really can help prevent the problems that, can land you into some hot water.
Yeah, Lookout, which was the security app I use on my Android, does the kind of screening you're mentioning.